Now we are going to start next topic, which is important. So today we discuss WTO and mobilization resources with investment model, the effect of liberalization, post liberalization, industrial policy, agriculture, technology, food processing, agriculture marketing, agriculture procurement, agriculture issue related, agriculture subsidy, poverty, understanding black money, energy, India energy security, Indian energy hydropower generation, Indian energy security nuclear power, Indian energy security coal sector, Indian energy security oil sector, labor issues are there and schemes are there, and banking system, understanding the banking system in Basel norms. So today we are going to discuss now energy. Okay. So first of all, energy intensity of the economy and energy efficiency. Energy intensity is the measure of output of economy in relation with the per unit consumption of the power. This will tell us about energy efficiency of economy. It is known the energy needs of an economy proportional to its size. So normally higher the size of economy, higher the energy consumption. Obvious that is better to keep energy consumption at minimum by adopting the energy efficient technology. So good economy as it call for the maximum output of the consuming minimum resources. This will be reduce the electricity bill and industry and government too. So this in the turn will result in higher disposal income, increased saving, capital formation, higher demands. It will save disproportionately investment capital in power sector, which could be used for the more appropriate end. So energy, as we know, has huge environment costs. So not saving energy where weekend is dangerous. Saving energy result in avoiding the emissions, greenhouse gas, and if this is not enough, then finally fact that conventional resources are depleting fast. So no room for the compulsions over the issue. So different country have different energy intensity and it's depend upon wide range of factor, technology, particulars, economy, government investment in power sector, infrastructure. So its share of service sector is more in GDP, energy intensity will be lower. Like service sector is more in GDP and energy intensity will be lower. Government all over the world intervene in this issue by making the policy toward efficiency. It is hard to compare the energy intensity of two economy, determining the different but always lesson that can be learned, and energy efficiency policy and technology can be imported and replicated in domestic economy. In this context, India has borrowed heavily from the Western country like USA and Germany. So to lower the energy intensity, a comprehensive approach which address issue beginning from the generation of power, transmission, distribution, and finally collection of real costs from the consumer is imperative. So what we want, generation of power, transmission, distribution, and finally collection of real costs from the consumer imperative. So India energy intensity has come down rapidly in past couple of decades, and this is fall continuously. So LPG reforms made the private sector the dominant player. LPG era there was a widespread inefficiency and power sector was non exemption. Private sector have to compete and completely innovate the improve itself a lower the cost. This is true even more international competition for when the Indian products are expensive and Chinese product, then high power cost is India as one of the major factor. Expensive power globally, and this is truer compare of the per capita income of the, this is force consumer to keep their consumption low, industry or household, and consequently per capita is low. Another reason is energy intensity is high, GDP growth and back service, so manufacturing sector inputs in higher and process involved which is dominantly energy consuming. So most continuous issue is decreasing energy intensity is of affordability. Energy efficiency options are expensive and hard to convince a user the traditional energy method. This is possible only if the man understand benefit which will accrue to him on the investment. However, increase in the demand is unavoidable, and a still significant proportion of Indian doesn't have the access to the electricity. Universal electrification is the major part of the inclusive growth aim to provide a decent standard of living, increase the investment in the energy desirable, unavoidable. This bedrock, we know the energy resources are limited and this is big challenge for opportunity. It is opportunity in sense of amount of infrastructure. This provides the opportunity to adapt new challenges. 70% of all bidding is there 2030 are yet to be built. So new commercial and civil buildings should be more energy efficient, and its contrast developed country have already conventional infrastructure so need modify to bigger challenge. Having the extremely hard to size this opportunity like CFL are expensive and so are energy efficient air conditioner and refrigerator. This matter across household and industry. More specifically, industry it is hard to adapt new technology. This adaptation disrupt the ongoing production and consequently cost involved higher. Cost in addition to the expensive equipment include loss of production. Industry needs provided with the existing example successful and beneficial application of new technology. So cost and benefit of the adopting energy efficient accrue different people and builder of example spend more and more energy efficient so consumer will pay him more prices and not non energy efficient building energy efficient policy we required intervention and support energy efficient scenario is dynamic and development so then key decision is choice technology will main medium of intervention and supports problem are conceived by the government energy conservation act so introducing a standard and labeling program so developing consultation with US experts, similar program. This program aims let consumer take more informed decision. Purchasing energy consuming application under the program rating are done equipment such as fan, motor, geyser, bulb, AC, refrigerator, transformer. Applicants was recommended. Initially, this was kept voluntary. Companies started labeling the projects and people started relying on their rating and application will be good rating attracted to customer and feature the higher price and finally energy rating become the brands. Come on the signal manufacturing consumer are willing to pay the energy efficient and started investing to improve the energy efficiency, determining the payback periods which mean the how many year incremental cost energy efficient product will be recovered and saving product which is shorter payback demands and later government made the labeling and compulsory these AC tube lights shows free refrigerator distribution. India recently took steps in the towards the energy efficient launch landmark energy saving initiative, design energy efficient multi-story buildings, star ratings, diesel and star rating for hospital building for diesel gensets. One generational building is the 5-star rating International Center for the Environment Audit Sustainable Development near Jaipur. This was KEG last year seek to establish global center of excellence, improve the accountability and governance. Concept of design consumer was introduced, have most of the time limited finance while pursuing the energy efficient option remain in dilemma the whether it is better to invest in the amount of capacity. So industry in the India there is a energy variation which means that the some units are quite energy efficient and some are quite inefficient. The difference between the two extreme is due factors such as labor based production, capital based production, upgradation of the technology, big challenge to bring the inefficient unit per with efficient. This transformation will closely might force them shut down. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency is address the problem, designate the energy efficient units, designate consumer and then units required follow of energy norms. Target of reduction of energy intensity for the industry is fixed. This targets percentage reduction in power and it's for the inefficient firm target is higher than efficient firms and under the energy conservation act is designed consumer to appoint accredited energy auditor energy manager impetus with the introduction national enhanced mission for the energy efficiency under the NAPCC which introduced concept perform achieve and trade pat under the initiative energy saving certificate are issued to those units which achieve more targets and these certificates are tradable and can be bought by the units who were unable to achieve this target. On getting sufficient certificate, they are deemed to have achieved their targets, create incentive for the reduction targets while letting the burden, reducing the targets fixed the government. Demand sides are the agriculture demand side manage agriculture pump most inefficient so electrical equipments and 36 overall energy saving potential in India available. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency market based on intervention supplying energy efficient pumps and PPP model will unlock the huge market industry. Municipal demand side management is the urban local body adapt the energy efficient clean technology. Energy efficient building codes. So minimum energy standard new commercial building will be connected 100 kilowatt. Also there is a labeling program initiated to C category of commercial building and building BPOs, shopping malls, efficient buildings expected to fetch premium comparison to normal buildings and building is assured special architecture design take into the cognizance window ventilation And for this, government took first making many own building, also government support training, and these measures government address the new buildings for the existing buildings. Energy performance. What are the energy performance contracting is building and are interested in renovating for energy efficiency, need money for investment, and that are have even have money for loan. You can overcome this problem contracting jobs to agency, invest all the money without changing it, charging it. They will protein a portion of energy cost saved investment for the certain periods. Again, already existing building will ask for the successful example, ranking the step to government is pursuing the building, and first such project is Rashtrapati Bhavan, which resulted 23% energy. In fact, use the marketing cards company, but the concept not picked. Bachat lamp yojana is there, so it's a CFL bulb price incandescent bulb targeted replacement about 400 million incandescent bulb in use in the country, leading to possible reduction 4,000 megawatt electricity demand reduction in 24 million CO2. So Bachat Lamp Yojana, difference cost price and carbon credit which internationally tradable, clean development UNFCCC and program of activity trading the carbon credit, strengthening the institutional capacity, state design agency, establishment of implement energy conservation act, and enforcement of the these agency energy conservation action plan, implement the yearly the small industry policy to need unique and then almost engineering capacity. So cluster industrial unit similar technological completing learning, and each cluster have remarkable capacity, and mandated small industrial development is if energy efficient matter, and targeting local vendors solution provide government. So apart from this, annual energy reports are there for BE and energy efficient include NCRT book. To achieve the rapid progress in this field, essential that choice availability information financial capacity and make the choices favor energy efficient, and new innovation is first successful transaction and government attempt to handle the situation. Now power sector reforms are there. Power sector reforms in 91, LPG reforms in investment 7,000 megawatt which was to 25,000 megawatt, growing 29 power being generated private sector on the big Rajiv Gandhi Vidyutikaran Yojana, electrification 59% and 74% renewable energy is 18 megawatt. Now transmission and distribution sector and underperform, so there's losses, so government in pre-liberalization recovery from the customer and then lower costs, improving the reforms in the widespread power and transmission distribution losses. Central electricity authority in the 1948, it has the central role in formulating policy program development planning coordinating standard for the construction of power, and electricity act is 2003 permit captive production of power and attempt to streamline transmission and distribution of power, transmission power solely to the government, and reforms under the mandatory meeting of electricity for supply standard to avoid the power theft and permits a stand-alone system generation. Appellate tribunal is there Delhi to see the appeal of the regulatory. Mega power policy is there introduced in November for the providing impetus to development of large size of power projects for the thermal power project, and awarded the status of mega power projects 10,000 megawatts, hydropower projects 500 megawatts. Mega power policy is paying the custom duty equipment imports and mega projects, and policy was being revised the mega power projects policy to make the investment more attractive and make it easier for the governments. Mandated distribution reforms, privatization and city having popular 1 million. Later ministry realized that in order to promote self-sufficiency, so manufacturing custom duty import needs to be imposed. So new plants are pay custom duty imports policy stand withdrawal. Ultra megawatt projects is there in 11 5-year plan, 14 ultra which is capacity 4,000, and this is to allow through the 25-year power supply agreements have captive coal mines, captive coal